All right, last time. So frustrating. So frustrating. Yeah, I don't know, man, Manjit. I'm getting buffered like crazy today. I have no idea what's going on. Um, there's not really anything I can do. I'm now on my third and last option for internet service providers. Um, it's my last resort. It's probably the lowest quality line that I have in the house, but probably the most stable. Tim says fourth time's a charm. This is the most stable line that I have. This is it right here. So if I can't get this to work, then there all hope is lost. But unfortunately, you'll probably have to deal with a little bit of lower quality pictures. So I don't know what it's looking like from your end, but from my end, it's showing nothing but a blurry screen right now. So I don't know what you guys are seeing. Thanks, Sam. It's good to be back. All right, it's time to take a look at these numbers here. Let's get into them. Um, how annoying. It's part of life. You just take the punches as you get them. All right, taking you guys over to the other page. I know people are going to come back and you know I'll be doing this in the middle of people coming back, but it is what it is. It's time to look at the numbers anyways, so we might as well just get into it, get started, get rolling. Starting with off exchange. As of an hour ago, 61.4 and 11.08 in the EDGX. Let's see what those are now. 61.83 and 10.79. That's 72.62. That's actually a little bit more volume than in the off exchange than we saw an hour ago. Total amount of shares having been borrowed. That was a return of 5.66 million is now 4.3 million. So it's gone down. That's going to have an increasing effect on the short interest percentage of the free float at 17.74. Cost to borrow max is 34, average is 12.7, and min is 10.79. For those just tuning in for the day-to-day, shares on loan is 143.63 million shares, which is up 4 million from Friday. Um, taking a look at the options. At a $15 strike price an hour ago, there was 15.3 thousand contracts. There's now 17.3. And on the puts, at a $14 strike price, there was 8.3 thousand, 8.3 thousand contracts. There's now 9. Getting really, really close to the 2-to-1 ratio in volume. Still signaling for a closing price somewhere between $14 and $15. AMC is currently, GME is 11th, most heavily traded stock with an 80% buy to 20% sell ratio. AMC's moved to 12th with a 61% buy to 39% sell ratio. Trigger price for SSR today is $13.19. Shares having been bought in the last hour, none. Fees are at 10.4 and not decreasing. 503.4 thousand contracts are out of the money on versus 53.5 thousand contracts that are in the money. 133.8 thousand contracts are out of the money on the puts versus 77.9 thousand contracts that are in the money. I need a drink of water. Got a little cotton mouth going on here. Need to wet that whistle. Let's see. NASDAQ. How is this market looking? NASDAQ is down 1.65, Dow Jones down 0.09, and S&P 500 is down 0.74. The market is still on fire with hot lava. Don't touch that floor because there's 4,958 decliners to 1,890 advancers. VIX is up 6.21, IWB is down 0.82, IWD is down 0.51, IWM is down 1.66, Tesla is down 5.76, Amazon is down 2.17, Cinemark down 0.9, Doge is down 4.39, Bitcoin is down 1.53, GME is up 0.43, HYMC is up 6.88, Hood is down, I said up, HYMC is down 6.88, Hood is down 6.39. NCMI is down 4.79 and AMC is up 0.24%. Inflow versus outflow, there's currently a 13, is that right? $13 million difference, yeah, with more outflow. So far traded for the day today, 20.6 million shares. We're a little beyond halfway through the day. We've had 228 trading minutes for the day today. That puts us at 35. We're averaging really close to 35.2 million shares traded for the day today. I said somewhere between 35 and 55. So it looks like I'm going to be. I tried to adjust based off of last week's numbers, and it looks like shouldn't have made the adjustment. Probably would have been much better off going with 2040. Taking a look at the vortex indicator and RSI, we have more buying pressure than selling pressure on the weekly interval with RSI at 43.8, which is slightly below average. On the daily, more selling pressure than buying pressure with an RSI of 58.85, which is above average. On an hourly, we have more buying pressure than selling pressure and what appears to be an incoming convergence of those indicators with RSI at 56.26, which is slightly above average. On a 30-minute interval, we have a crossover of the vortex indicator, a divergence of those numbers. RSI is at 55.45, which is just above average. And on a 5-minute interval, more selling pressure than buying pressure with an RSI of 65.66, which is above average. Price does seem to be breaking through that 1472 range. And with that, I can see what it is you guys are writing. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry that it's shut down so many times today. I don't know what to say. BioLife Hemp says, Casey, you can't use that 30-day free trial of Netscape disk that came with the Commodore you got in the 80s. Well, I'll have you know, sir, I was using the Yahoo disk. The one that said, you got mail? Oh, man. Savvy says, was the Paramount rumor real? I don't know. We don't know that. We're not going to know until later, until we see the pounce. I kind of like um, a mixture of two different theories put together uh, a little bit better, but I'm not opposed to the whole idea that that the possibility is a Paramount deal. Um, but I tend to see something a little bit different though. Heonte Song says, in case you need to think more positive. See, guys, this is the difference. There's some people that think that I need to be more positive, and some people that think that this means that Heonte Song, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. You are a very optimistic person, I can tell. And the reason being is that I'm a very right down the middle kind of person. I'm either optimistic or pessimistic. And so it's funny. I would say that if you think that I need to be more positive, then you're probably a very positive person. And I think that's great. That's awesome. Excuse me. Hold on a second. Thick is saying reverse repo today is 2.164 thrilly. Previous repo was 2.144. Thank you, Thick. That is awesome. I appreciate the update there. You the man. Oh, that's what it was. AOL. I said Yahoo. Those AOL CDs. That's it. That's what I was referencing. Micah says, Casey, here's my plan. When MOASS happens, of I will check of all 5 reasons why I'm in AMC. Then I will sit on 20% of my gains, waiting for the market to hit bottom. You know what, Micah? I'm glad you have those written down. And I was just thinking about those this weekend, and I thought, it's time to start talking about that again. I think I'm going to probably bring it up. I don't know that everybody who's watching has done that, so I'll go ahead and mention it now, since you brought it up, and so I appreciate that. Thank you for mentioning. Um, I'll bring that up in just a second because since I already have this pulled up over here, I want to show this real quick. Because somebody did mention the Paramount thing. Um, this is what I'm going to show you. So this is what Adam Aaron posted right here, right? He says, I keep getting asked when pounce. Know this. One, I always keep my word. And then notice that ounce is right here, right? Ounce, pounce. Two, I said publicly a pounce, another ounce here, would not happen before second quarter 2022 earnings are announced. Another ounce in there. And then three, press release issued today that Q2 earnings to be announced, another ounce, on Thursday, August 4. I went ahead and clipped this because it wasn't a fourth, it was a 4. He put August 4, period. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you title these out, he's got 4 sections. Now, yes, it is on the 4th, but he didn't put 4th. And he said read between those lines. And the very interesting thing that I noted, this part, this DD right here came from Mick. I hope I'm saying his name right here. Let me make sure I'm saying his name right. Yeah, Mick. Mick was the one that Mick Rooney 2021 on Twitter. He gave me this information with the ounces, the 4 ounces. We've had a couple times where he said Doctor Strange, Doctor Strange, Doctor Strange 4 times. He's done these 4 things over and over and over. But you've got ounce, 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 ounce. You've got 4 numbers in here, and then he says read between those lines. And when he posted his information about the pulling up his Twitter, when he posted up the pictures of the NFT that they issued, it was double-sided, and it's got lines, a border. So if you read between these lines, these 4 lines, 1, 2, oh, that's a terrible 2, 3, 4 lines. If you read between the lines, there's your answer. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's Paramount. I have no idea. I think we're all making educated guesses. But going back to those 5 reasons, Danny says, "Are we reading a Dr. Seuss book, Casey?" Yeah. You know me. Maccabee says, I think that's too simple. It does seem very, very simple, doesn't it? But what do they also say about um, oh shoot, I forgot what the name of the theory is called. The simple theory. Occam's razor. Occam's razor is, I think, may apply in this situation where oftentimes the easiest solution to an answer is the most easiest found answer. Um, and in this particular case, that's probably one of the most easiest answers you can find out of all that. I don't know. Exactly, Tim. That tinfoil hat, I really need to put it on when I talk about this. Caitlin says Bank of AMC with its own brokerage would be nice. Gee whiz. Can you imagine? Oh my gosh. Ah man, Caitlin. Stop. That's too far. That's too far, Caitlin. Don't get everybody's hopes up. That is that ma'am, that is going too far. That is so exciting to think about. You just you raised the arm hairs on my arms, arm hairs on my chest. Stop. That's too much. Too far. Too far. We really have to throw on some tinfoil hats for that one. I'm not saying that at all. I don't know what's going on. I think Super Steven has a great case on a video that he's putting out later that's going to talk about, his theory in it being paramount. So it really doesn't matter to me one way or the other, guys. This play is not about trying to find a catalyst for me. It really isn't. This play is so much bigger than that. I don't need a catalyst. I don't. It's 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 been proven to work on multiple occasions, and we don't have to have catalysts. They help, but we don't have to have them because it's just simply the buying and holding that's the key ingredient to all of this. It really is. And as long as we say that we're going to, as long as we do what it is that we say that we're going to do, and we continue to do it, that's all we need. That's the only catalyst we need. Um, there was the 5 reasons why you're here that I wanted to talk about. Um, Somebody had just mentioned that earlier. Whoever that was, thank you for saying that because I really appreciate that. That's it's something I kind of covered a long time ago. And I wanted everybody to, it was kind of a homework situation where I gave everybody homework and I said, I want everybody to come up with your 5 reasons why you're here. I wrote somebody else's down just because I liked it, and I wanted to use it as an example because I didn't want to have just my example to give. And I'm not going to say who this is, but somebody had said that one of their 5 reasons, and you don't have to tell me your 5 reasons for being here, knowing your 5 whys, but um, number one for them was community is unprecedented, meaning like we've never seen this kind of community before. There's something unique happening here. Number two, risk reward is off the charts. Number three, expose Wall Street and enjoy fair markets going forward. Number four, lesson on patience and resolve. And number five, I had a talk with the future me. He said, Diamond hand, baby. And I'm telling you guys, I'm telling you right now, knowing why you're here is probably more important than anything. It really is super important going forward. I'm going to break this out, I promise. Not just this week, but in the future, there's going to be a point in time where I sit down with you guys and I say, "Why are you here?" I have a very specific point in mind, when I'm going to do it, but I'm going to bring you to conviction at some point. When it happens, I'll know the right time. And I'm going to have you sit there and I'm going to have you go over your 5 whys. And you're going to have to ask yourself and come to a point to decide for yourself, are you meeting your 5 whys? Are you accomplishing what it is that you came here to accomplish? We didn't just come this far just to come this far. DFV said it best, right? Like, so what are my 5 whys? Let me tell you my 5 whys. I wanted to be a part of a movement to fix a broken system. That's what I came here for. And I did it buying 2 shares of GME because it's all I could afford at the time. It's all I had, money that I just had clear and free that I could invest into this play. It cost me $350 a share. It was like $700. No, it was 325. 325. It cost me $650 to buy in for 2 shares, and it was on the 20. I think it was on the 28th. It was something. It was either the 28th or the 29th. I can't remember which day it was. But number two, my second reason for being here. I'm tired of watching retail investors, including myself, losing money on their investments in homes due to market fraud. That's my second point of conviction. Gary's just said ISDA. The banks are being abusive. Very, very abusive. We need to stop this. Somebody has to. Otherwise, we're just going to see this stuff continue to happen over and over and over. Number three, we've never had a method by which to counter algorithmic trading of the institutions until now. This goes back to that other person who said community is unprecedented. We have an opportunity to be able to talk together, to talk about what we're here, what we're doing. Having a community is so vital to just doing the bare basic minimums to defeating the algorithmic trading. And what is that? Buy and hold. That's it. It doesn't get any more simple. It's the only thing that we have to do to defeat the algorithmic trading by the institutions. That's it. And we have the means to communicate between ourselves and create communities, which is my number four. We have social media that allows us to be vocal about our investments in real time. In real time. I can talk to you. You can talk to me. We can talk amongst ourselves, but we can talk. That never used to be like that. Nobody ever used to talk about stock plays in big communities of people where they could get together and talk about why they were doing something that they were doing. Which leads me to my fifth reason. As humans, we desire community. We really do. We're not meant to be loners, outcasts. We're meant to be together. Mac and B says, I just came here for the cockles. Yes. Those cockles. Yeah, they were 70, a little over 73% or 70, it's about 72% Stone get money. The American Trader says, I'm here for the warming of the cockles. But Donkey Kong says, I hate mugs with handles. Yo says, hot cockles. Hot cockles, catch. Oh, man. Mac and B says, they get me good, those cockles. Gary Keating said he just spit up. I don't know what you just spit up, but I hope it didn't get all over the place. War Dog says, "Did you guys hear about Melvin Capital?" I heard about it. LMNOP. Yeah, no farting and trading, guys. Rule number whatever that is, 5. But yeah, I'll get off my soapbox with the whole 5 whys. But I want you guys to have your own 5 whys. It's really important. Um, excuse me, got a little indigestion there. Got to drink some more water. I want you to just know your 5 whys. It's gonna be important later. I don't care if they're stupid. Come up with them. Caitlin says pounce definition to seize upon and make capital of something, such as another's blunder or an opportunity. Make capital. Melvin Capital. Oh, Gary, you're just making up words now. Conchocles? I can't even say that. What the heck is that? Is that a real word? Come on, get out of here, Gary. That can't be real. Hold on a second. I'm gonna learn another new word here. Hold on. Yeah, that's what I thought. Maybe a misspelling for conch. I can't even say that word either. Conchocelius. I can't say this. I don't know what that word is. In nature, conchocellus phase grows with oyster. Whatever. Pumpy. As far as a slow squeeze, is that possible? Yeah, you know, a lot of people used to talk about like Tesla versus um, Volkswagen as the difference. If you go back and you look at Tesla, let's just look at it for a second because I already got it up here on the screen, so it's real easy to pull up. And we'll just go back to like a monthly chart here. And so each one of these candlesticks is a monthly, and so somebody would go like, "Holy crap! How long did their squeeze take?" If you were to look at this from a monthly perspective, here would be the top at 1240, 1,243. Don't forget that there's splits in here, guys. There were splits along the way, so this is worth more than just the 1,243 at the top here. But price did come down after a couple months, came back up, and is starting to move down. This is that very typical pattern I tell you guys about all the time, where price will hit a top, it'll come back down and retest one more time before finally heading back down. This happens over and over and over and over. It's always there. Unless you see like just a 1 day thing. I mean, there's definitely times where you see like a big 1 day rise up in price and then straight back down again. Those aren't squeezes though. But this is a very long-term play. Now, I would suggest that there was a period of time in here where if you were using the methodology that I talk about using as far as deciding when you're going to exit your play, that you would have probably gotten out at some point, perhaps maybe in August of 2020, in which case you would have had at least two months worth of time before you would have had to, before you would have been able to get back in for some more price movement upwards again. You could have collected some money at that point and then got back into the play and then collected some more. But this is definitely a slow move here. Why did this happen? Yeah, I know. I wish I could have put. I've had to restart the stream a couple times today, Duncan, and I wanted to put Trey as in like. I'll screw it. I'll just put in the Y. I didn't want to say Trey as in like Trey trades, but I'll put I'll put the Y in there. I don't know how to do the asterisk over the top of the E, whatever they call that little doohickey. But the reason that the price did what it did here with Tesla is that they had slow dilution. If you go back and you look at the history of where the price or when the dilution occurred, it was very small increments of maybe anywhere between 10 and 30 million shares that were diluted into the market at a time, and at very key strategic points in time as well. And I would say that something there was one other key factor that was involved with that, and it was that institutional ownership, or I shouldn't say institutional, insider ownership of Tesla was very, very, very high, which meant that um, insiders had control over where shares were going and what was happening. I mean, Elon himself held a massive amount of shares, so uh, it because of that situation, and when they started diluting, it gave them this very long, slow climb in price. So I guess I would ask whoever it was that was asking about a long play. Oh, it was Pumpy. If I told you you were holding on to Tesla, how long would you be willing to hold on for? Would you be willing to hold on for a year or two? You already have a year. If I told you you had Bitcoin, how long would you be willing to hold on for? These are questions you need to ask yourself. Leave no ape behind says in Texas they call this, yes sir they do. That's correct. Hey guy, take an early lunch break. How we looking and what happened to the FTDs? You know what? I forgot to pull that page this weekend. I was working on other stuff. I completely forgot about that. Let me write that down and I'll work on it tonight. But as far as failure to deliver stand at this point, I can just tell you that what Ortex is reporting, and the last reporting of failure to delivers showed about 1.23 million shares on the 14th of June. But there was a definite spike in failure to delivers that occurred. And if I pull up Vortex onto the other screen here real quick for you, what you're going to see is there's the failure to delivers that are occurring in here. Uh, Trying to compare apples to apples. If I overlay this just slightly, you can see that this period of time right here, our most current failure to delivers, is really starting to spike in contrast to the previous to June. So we're seeing some good spiking of the numbers, and I like where it's at. It looks really good. And on top of that, the short exempt volume that we've had over the last 9 trading days has been 3 million shares. 3 million shares of short exempt volume. Pompey, no problem. Normally, StockWiz, I ask people to not share how much they have, just because I think that there can be a lot of negative things that can happen to you. You can actually be targeted here on this on YouTube, so just be careful. It's, there's no shame in keeping those kind of things secret. Pam, how's it going? Good to see you. If you guys actually, I didn't know this. I know that Pam has a YouTube channel, but I hadn't seen any. Unfortunately, Pam's stuff doesn't show up on my YouTube very often, and I wish that it did. But I don't know if you guys know this or not, but Pam does reviews on movies, and I've heard that she's really good at it. So check her out, Pam the Trader. Not that kind of trader. She's on our side. Just teasing, Pam. It's good to see you. And I really wish we had a chance to meet up. I'd actually I asked my mom to contact Kat because we were going to head out to the bar, Kat's bar, one of the nights. And unfortunately, Kat didn't get back to us in time, so we weren't able to go out there. But we were going to head out and go to the bar and say hi to her. Don't worry about it, Stockways. I'm more concerned about your safety, and I would just prefer that you just be careful. Owning these shares is like owning a lottery ticket. And sometimes when you have the winning lottery ticket, you don't want everybody in the whole wide world to know how many of those lottery tickets you own. Tom says, Casey, if there are billions of synthetics that have to be closed out before real shares are revealed, they could halt the run up for days, but I'm thinking at some point they will lose control. There's going to be some crazy stuff that happens. I can guarantee you that. And we're just going to have to deal with it when it happens. And don't ask what, because I honestly don't know. But I can tell you that, seeing the buy button being taken away last January of last year was pretty darn shocking to a lot of people. So we're going to have to deal with things when they arise, and we're going to have to be smart about it. We're going to have to look at what's happening, and we're going to have to make an analysis of what it is, how we're going to react accordingly. And when I say we, I'm saying you. You have to make that decision for yourself. I can't tell you what to do. I want to. I want to tell you what to do, but I can't. Ultimately, it is your choice. It's your money. So you have to make that decision for your own. But if I can provide data that will help you to make that decision for yourself, then I will do that. No, you shouldn't get scared or anything, but just be careful what you talk about in regards to how much you're holding. So there, believe it or not, Gary, there's actually people who do follow around in the chat um, uh, section and watch for people to post how much they have, and they target those individuals. We've got, I've got solid evidence of that happening before. So if you have like a Twitter name or Twitter profile, or if you have any way that they can follow you or check out your YouTube channel, then they will do that. They'll try to find out how they can get a hold of you. And It happens. I've seen it happen. I know I have documented evidence of it happening. Yo says yes, they're good vids that she puts out. I gotta go watch one. I really, because it's I know I'm gonna want to. There's some of the movies that I want to get some reviews on. So, oh yes, I can, Caitlin. Sorry about that. What you can do, Cassius, is contact investor relations through AMC, and if you need that email, I can give it to you. Did I say barn? I meant bar. Yeah, I wanted a chance. I was gonna take my wife, my mom, and my and I were gonna go down to the bar, buy a drink, and just say hi, maybe get a picture or something like that. Because I just wanted to be able to. I don't know. I just really wanted to just be able to say, hey, I got a I got a picture with like this really cool ape. I mean, she's done so much for this community. I wish that I had the impact that Kat has. I wish I had. Um, Well, I would have to collect money and stuff to do things like that, and that's one of the things that would violate what it is that I do versus what she does. But I think that some of the way that she's collected money and some of the things that she's done for this community is really epic. I mean, she's definitely cemented herself as being, in my mind, as being a person who's been uh, a huge supporter of our community. Kind of like Pam. I don't feel like I can ever go onto Twitter without seeing a picture of Pam at a movie theater. It's like all the time. How many movie? I'm curious, Pam. How many movie theaters do you frequent? Do you have multiple ones or just one? Micah says, Casey, one of the five reasons on your list should be a set of clippers for that beard of yours. No kidding, man. I can't wait to get rid of this thing. Whoever's idea that was on Reddit to grow our beards out back in, I think it was like September of last year. Uh, I hate you. If you're watching, I hate you. I legitimately dislike you very much because I thought that was a great idea until I got to doing it. Sammy's asking Casey, can they come with pricing to cover? Um, can you explain to me what you mean by that? Like, I think I understand what it is you're trying to say, but I just want to make sure. Oh man, I'm trying to catch up here, guys. I'm reading. Pam, just be you. You don't have to do anything that I'm sure you don't have to do anything different than what you do. Just be yourself and have fun doing it, because that's all that matters. All right, Pam, that sounds good. That sounds perfect. Phew, man, it's $90, Stock Whiz. $90 is the magic number. As soon as we hit 90 bucks, this beard is gonna be coming off here. Let me tell you. Gary says top. Hold on a second, Gary. Let me scroll up a little. Pam's not paid makes her reliable. Oh, I just like her work. Caitlin says the 8:57 a.m. price was touched 3 times just now, 1480-ish. All right, guys. I'm gonna have to start moving into doing the numbers because it's time. During the summer caches, there's a $5 Tuesdays where you can go see every movie, where you can go see a movie for $5. Just so you know, Tuesdays, $5, not $5 footlongs, but for $5 you can go watch a movie. My mom was telling me, she's like, and that was the last words out of her mouth before we left, and she was like, "I'm gonna go to the movie on Tuesday, and I'm gonna go to 3 different movies, 15 bucks." I was like, okay. I was waiting for somebody to put in that Captain Awesome. When you shave your beard, send the shavings to Kenny G with a note saying, "Cover your shorts with these." Oh man, that's kind of funny. By the time this is all over, I might be able to have a long enough beard to be able to donate it to gentlemen that don't have hair or something. I don't know. James says a trampoline. Somebody had mentioned something earlier about the shorts having, can they cover with a price, and I don't see the response. When Casey shaves his beard, he's gonna look like one of those hairless cats. Oh, that's terrible, man. Myself says Casey's so generous. He's gonna donate his beard to a person without hair. Oh, that's so generous, so generous. That's just. It reminds me of like what do they call those guys? I can't think of the name of the guys that do all the stunts, and oh, the Jackass. Yeah, sorry for those that got kids around, but it reminds me of like one of those clips where they do clippings and then paste them onto somebody else's face. Oh, that's Dana. That sounds so gross, though. It just sounds so gross. I can't even imagine. Good luck charms with Casey Shawbeard. Ugh. That has the warmth. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do, guys? I'm gonna make a loofah out of it. I'm gonna make a cold wet loofah. Oh man, because that's about as gross as that sounds. All right, guys, I'm gonna take a look at the numbers here. I won't be able to see what it is you guys are reading or writing. Um, if I didn't read it, I apologize. Just hold the thought for just a few more minutes here while I go through some of these numbers real fast. It's so gross. A beard of a beard, a loofah beard. That just seems so wrong. Let's see here. So I'm gonna move a couple pages over, and then we will cover these numbers like the hedge funds should cover their shorts, but they don't. Starting with off exchange. An hour ago, there was 61.83% traded through the off exchange, and EDGX was at 10.79. It is now 62.46 and 10.86. Those numbers are definitely high, giving us a total of 73.32% of our total volume going through the off exchange for the day today. Super high numbers. Taking a look at Ortex's data here, an hour ago it was 4.3 million shares having been returned. It's now 7.66 million shares having been returned. That is super high. Cost to borrow max at 34, cost to borrow average at 12.69. The cost per hour minimum is 10.79 for those of you just joining today. Shares on loan is at 143.63 million shares loaned for the day. That's 4 million more than it was on Friday. Taking a look at options. On the calls at a $15 strike price. An hour ago, there were 17.3 thousand contracts. There's now 22.3. And on the puts, at a $14 strike price an hour ago, there was 9,000 contracts. There's now 10,000. We now have a 2-to-1 ratio in calls versus puts, actually getting closer to 2.5 ratio. And the market's still suggesting a closing price between $14 and $15. AMC or GME rather is 11th most heavily traded stock on Fidelity based on orders with an 80% buy to 20% sell ratio. AMC is right below that in 12th with a 60/40. $13.19 is the trigger price for SSR for the day today. Looks like they did borrow an additional 50,000 shares just recently. Nothing out of the ETFs. 10.4 is the percent for fees. The total amount of shares having been borrowed for the day today on Stonko Tracker is 1.05 million. Currently, there's 503.4 thousand contracts that are out of the money on the calls versus 53.5 thousand contracts that are in the money. 133.8 thousand contracts are out of the money on the puts versus 77.9 thousand contracts that are in the money. NASDAQ is down 1.56, Dow Jones is down 0.08, and the S&P 500 is down 0.67. The market is no longer on fire like it was earlier today because there's only 2,051 advancers, which is greater than the 1,800 that it was for most of the day today. Decliners, we have 4,815. VIX is up 4.83, IWB is down 0.8, IWD is down 0.52, IWM is down 1.51, Tesla is down 5.5, Amazon down 2.39, Cinemark down 0.35, Doge is down 4.34, Bitcoin is down 1.26, GME is up 1.38, HYMC is down 7.35, Hood is down 6.5, NCMI is down 4.81, and AMC is up 0.75%. Inflow versus outflow. $17 million more in outflow. Volume is definitely dried up here recently. We're at 24.7 million. No, did it dry up? We'll see here. We've got about 2 hours left of trading. Let's see. $278 of trading so far. We're on pace for about 34.6 million shares traded for the day today. I suggested in pre-market would be somewhere between 35 and 55. So we're going to be, I think we're going to probably fall a little shy unless we have a little bit of a volume increase here towards the end of the day. Taking a look at the weekly, we have more buying pressure than selling pressure with an RSI of 43.88, which is slightly below average. On the daily, more selling pressure than buying pressure with an RSI of 58.95, which is above average. On the hourly, we have a crossover within the last 2 hours with more buying pressure than selling pressure. RSI at 56.55, which is just above average. On a 30-minute interval, more selling pressure with a crossover in the last 30 minutes. Actually, multiple crossovers today. With more selling pressure currently than buying pressure, than RSI with 55.26 at 55.26, which is just about average. On the 5-minute interval, we have more selling pressure than buying pressure with an RSI of 54.5, which is just about average. We did break out of this bullish triangle up a little bit earlier than I would have anticipated, which is not a problem. Let's see where we're heading to now. Hmm. Let's see if we get some consolidation here. I don't know if we're going to continue to maintain above 1472, but let's see if we get some consolidation in here and a breakout, potentially going down. And with that, I can see what it is you guys are writing again. A Shaw Squatch sighting. Oh, son of a gun. Oh, man. You know what? See, this is the problem. I had somebody send me an email with some sounds that I'm supposed to put together for the truck. I forgot all about those. Hold on a second. I have not had a chance to try and incorporate those at all. This is what happens. My email sucks. I hate my email. Let's see.